Hypothetically, this is a podcast you are listening to that you hypothetically stumbled upon because you hypothetically had nothing else better to do. It's me, Lavish Lively Lachlan.
And me, perfectly punctual Paisley.
And you're listening to Hypothetically. So how's Tricks?
It's pretty good. Trix is going. I will say this. Whenever you asked me that, I thought that you were actually saying House Treks, and I was very confused if that's like just an off-brand Star Trek, and Treks. I have no idea.
Yeah, I get that. It's like whenever you're late for something and you can't find your key, you have to go on a house trek to try and find your key.
Yeah. This is just a story about the mini house treks, looking for keys, looking for your shoe.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be. Socks that have mysteriously gone missing.
Mm-hmm. Actually, just the one sock that goes missing. You have just one sock for every pair.
You have all of your other socks except for this one.
Everything else is gone.
Yep.
So how actually is Trix?
How was Trix? Well, last time I checked on him, he was doing pretty good. Trix is good. I made a really good grade on my math test.
Oh, you did? What'd you make?
It was 103.
Oh my gosh.
But technically it was like an 87.
Technically? Whoa.
But 2 bonus questions, each 8 points. So 83 plus 16 is 103. So, or 87 plus 16 is 103.
Is it?
Yep.
Is that math right? Okay, I can't tell if that math is right for some reason.
That math is very
this
right.
is why I'm not doing math right now, because I'm apparently not good at math.
You are great at math. I don't want to hear it from you.
But
there was that, and then I'm helping a friend move tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And the day after that, I'm doing some yard work for somebody.
Hey, I think I'm helping out with that, actually.
Getting that
depending on what I
cheddar.
Getting that cheddar. Getting that mozzarella.
Getting that mozzarella.
Getting that Monterey Jack, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
what's up.
What's up?
Getting that Colby Jack. Okay. How's Trix?
It goes good. Trix is fine. Last I checked on him, he was in my bowl mixed with some milk, and I was eating it.
That's stupid even for me.
Oh, come on. You made a joke, too.
Yeah, I did.
But for real, it's living the college life, meaning I'm still at home living with our parents and just going to school every day.
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote, every day.
That's about how...
I have 3-day weekend.
That's about how it goes for me, too.
That's about how it goes. I don't have school tomorrow, and so I'm happy about that.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I get paid tomorrow, so that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
If I get paid tomorrow, then maybe I could afford one of those.
Special mics.
One of the special mics. One of the the fabled fantastic mics. The ones that actually work.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm. So up next, we have our very first segment.
Sound effects specially done.
Sound effects. I might can add some in there a little bit later. Welcome to
leave mine in. Leave mine in.
Okay, I'll leave yours in. Don't kill me.
No promises. Okay, so
this is our hypothetically segment. Yes,
correct.
That's what this is. This is a segment where each of us asks a hypothetical question to the other person, and we have to give an answer. It could be a funny answer, it could be a serious answer, just whatever kind of answer you think fits the question the best.
All right.
You may go first if you wish.
Okay. So, hypothetically, if you knew that you would never, ever be found out, would you murder somebody?
Ooh. That's a good question. That's deep.
If you knew that you had a perfect plan and you knew for a fact that you would never get found out, and even after you die, they would never catch you, would you?
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on motive, but I don't want to analyze this too.
Your motive is deep. That you would never be found out.
That's the motive. The fact that no one will know about it.
That you could get away with it without any, consequences.
I'm gonna say, hypothetically, no.
Okay.
I would not partake in that just because I don't like that. I don't like the feeling that would come with that.
Yeah.
And that's a thing about me, is that if I were the only one to ever know that, then that just owie owie hurt heart.
Well, okay. We can go with that phrasing if you wish. But yeah, I probably would pick the same thing.
Yeah,
Just because, like, morally,
that seems unlike you. When have
really
you ever cared about morals?
recently,
Recently? Oh, okay.
like
All right.
fairly recently.
Fairly recently.
I'm still adjusting to it,
That's
but
comforting.
you sound so sure of yourself.
I know. I'm so confident.
All right, you're up.
Mm. Hypothetically, if Batman came knocking on your door and asked you to become Robin, what would your response be?
Why can't I be Batman? That would hypothetically, I would ask why I can't be Batman, and then hypothetically, he would probably say because I'm Bruce Wayne, and then I'd be like, aha.
Wait, hold on. Did you got you
hypothetically,
hypothetically, you heard what I said, right?
hypothetically,
Hypothetically. Yes. So I said Batman came to your door
yes,
and asked you to become Robin.
Yes.
Why would he tell you his secret identity?
Because he wants me to be Robin, obviously.
Does Robin know Batman's secret identity?
Yes, he has to.
I'm trying to think canonically if that's a thing. I need to.
We are not experts on this.
I need to update myself on the DC lore.
The funniest thing about us being like quote unquote nerds is that we know a lot of stuff, but there's some things that we are just not well versed in, and this is one of them.
We know a little bit about a lot of things.
Yep. Some things more than others, because some things have piqued our interests more so than others.
I agree.
But we do know a little bit about a lot of stuff. I've only seen, like, for instance, I love Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Big thing for me. I've only watched the first 2 movies of Harry Potter. Don't really like them very much. Now, I've heard that they're like the worst movies out of like the entire thing. I just can't really get into it. It's just not my thing. But I know a lot about it because of just stuff that I've seen, and algorithms take, she likes this thing, she must like this thing, and it's not even close. But it's just stuff that I've seen. So I know a little bit. Like, I could probably have a conversation with a Potterhead.
Potterhead. Funny thing, this morning in my piano class, my teacher, she absolutely loves Harry Potter. It became a topic in class when we were doing piano, and thank goodness it did, because we didn't have to stall the class. She was stalling for us.
That's awesome.
But I like the Harry Potter movies, but then she said something that I disagreed with. I could tell where she was coming from, but I was just like, how dare you? In a way, she said that recently she went to go see Les Miserables in the theater.
Yeah.
And she thought it was because she loves the music. She loves the musical and all that. And she said, "Don't watch the movie. It's terrible." The movie with Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe. Yes.
Blasphemy.
I thought the same thing. I was just like, what?
Yes, that is.
I was so just taken aback in my mind. But I wasn't like actually mad, because you can have your own opinions, but I was just like,
it's a bizarre take.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
It's like,
I love that movie.
It's a great movie. I do love that movie.
I'm pretty sure it was coming from her perspective of, because she watched the movie first and then went to go see it on Broadway.
Well, duh, Broadway's obviously going to be better than any movie, but that doesn't mean that the movie isn't good.
Yeah, no, but after that, she said that after she actually watched the Broadway performance, she said she was mad at how the movie at how the movie portrayed it, or in a way. Huh. And to a degree, I get that, because that's what happened with me and Percy Jackson. Because I watched the movies first,
right,
and then read the books, and were just like, how dare they?
I feel like movies and books are different than playwright and then.
I mean, they are, but I mean,
I understand that
they're very similar.
Right. I think that movies and playwrights are more similar than movies and books, if that makes any sense. Because books oftentimes are very all over the place with storylines, in the sense that they all kind of come together at random spots, and there's information that's not really 100% needed for the progression of the story. It's just kind of background information and stuff. Because like even in Lord of the Rings, Arwen is probably only on a total of like 7 pages in the entire series of the books. But in the movies, she's a very big part of the storyline because she falls in love with Aragorn.
Right.
Then in the book, they never actually fell in love.
Oh, okay.
It was, and the even star that she gives him wasn't in the book either. Now there was something else that was similar to it that Galadriel gave to him. Not going to get into all of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've lost like 17 different people already.
Yeah, it's tragic.
Enough nerding up. What did we talk about? Batman earlier?
Shoot! Yes, Batman.
This
hypothetically, if Batman knocked on the door and asked me to be Robin, I would probably say yes.
Oh, that was not what I was expecting. Well, that's awesome.
Just
Fantastic.
Because, hey, I may not be Batman, but what happens when Batman dies?
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
That goes to me.
Yeah.
That either goes to Alfred or me, and Alfred's weak and frail. I can boom.
Alfred's weak and frail. Oh man,
who's gonna inherit it? Especially if we're going canon lore of the Lego Batman. Robin was adopted by Bruce, therefore legally the heir to all of Bruce's stuff.
You make a very interesting case, assuming that the Lego Batman universe is the proper universe
now,
for Batman to exist.
If you were gonna ask me if Lego Batman knocked on your door and is like however many millimeters tall and was like, hey, do you want to be Robin? I would probably say no. But if we're going with storyline wise of Lego Batman, but as a real Batman, I'd probably say yes.
Hypothetically, would you wear his tights?
Oh.
Or they're more like tidy whities.
Tidy yellowies actually.
Yellowies? Are they red?
No,
they're not. Okay.
His underwear is red, but his tights are yellow.
It's more like outerwear.
It's really weird looking.
It's very weird looking.
If we're talking about like the 60s Batman.
Yeah.
I probably won't. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you already gave your answer, so that's now solidified forever and all time.
That's true. Well, hold on. You said Robin. You didn't say that it was specifically his clothing.
Yeah, no, I know. That doesn't have to.
We have male Robin and female Robin. Female Robin.
Roblin.
Female Roblin.
Female Rob Goblin.
Rob Goblin. Goblin Rob.
Bless you.
Corn on the cob. Goblin Rob.
That's a new poem I'm gonna continue.
Honestly.
Corn on the cob, Goblin Rob. Wherefore art thou?
Wherefore art thou?
Brothers
Bob.
Brothers Bob. Okay. You have given me all the answers I will ever need for all time and forever and always.
Amen.
Amen. Now for on to segment 2, we have our comedy segment.
They just got a whole earful of comedy in the last segment.
Yeah, I know,
but we need one specifically tailored towards comedy.
We're gonna play an improv game.
Oh,
here, I don't exactly know what improv game, but
that's part of the game.
That's part of the game.
Improvise.
An improv game.
All right, so improv game. What are we gonna do for our improv game?
We're gonna play a little game called Wrong Answers Only.
Ooh, okay.
Basically, for those of you who do not know how Wrong Answers Only work, I am going to give Paisley a prompt, a situation, and she is going to give me the solution to this situation, but it has to be a very wrong answer.
Okay.
Got it. And it's not really. I will see how much I like that. If it matches up to what I would do in that situation, I will award her a pat on the back. if it surpasses my expectations.
Solid.
Yeah, and then vice versa. We can go back and forth if you want.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see.
Let's fill up the silence. Why don't we? While you think of your thing, I'm gonna actually tell a little story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once there was a boy, and he had an idea. He wanted to start a podcast with his amazing, beautiful, and completely and totally humble younger sister, Paisley. Now, his name we will never know, but his younger sister is really the main point of this story. She gave up her entire living space for said podcast because it's so detrimental to... I have no idea where I'm going with this. I'm trying to fill the air with meaningless words and phrases, and it's not working.
No, you're good. It's okay. You don't have to do that. I think I got it.
But now my story, you will see the end unravel as we continue on. All right.
Yes. All right. So, Paisley. All right.
Yes.
It might change a little bit. I think I might just give you give you a question, and you have to give me like just the wrong answer,
Okay.
basically.
All right.
What do you call the thing used to open doors?
A brick. Now I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why you would use a brick to unlock your doors.
Huh?
Right?
Uh-huh.
You would use this brick. Now here, okay, it has to be a specific kind of brick though, because if you don't use this specific kind of brick, it's not gonna work. You have to go to an abandoned warehouse, specifically in Missouri.
Oh my God.
Now you can, I guess it's okay if you go to California to get one, but they're not great quality. So I would say go to Missouri, and you go to an abandoned warehouse. Now, the best warehouse to get this specific kind of brick is St. Louis. Now I know St. Louis, Missouri, specifically. Now, you have to find a specific abandoned warehouse on a street. The name of the street is unbeknownst to me, but knownst to those who live in St. Louis, Missouri. And you have to find this specific brick. It has to be red and have exactly 13 gray speckles on it. And you have to come back. You can't fly to go get this. No, you have to drive to St. Louis, Missouri to get this brick with specifically 13 gray speckles on it and come back to the said door that you're trying to unlock. And you have to very strategically tap and jiggle the handle. You tap, tap, tap. That's 3 taps. And then jiggle, jiggle. Not 3 jiggles, just 2 jiggles. So tap, 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 jiggle, jiggle. Tap, 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 jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. The second one, you do 3 jiggles. But you always do 3 taps. You can't ever go wrong with the 3 taps. Eventually, once you go over that cycle just a couple hundred times, you eventually throw the brick at the door, and it goes through the door. Now, some people like to throw it at the handle, just because it's easier. But it's really easy to get through glass doors with these. It's almost impeccable. They're better than keys. But you just do that, and you break into this, house. It's not breaking in. It's really unlocking a door. But that's why you would use a brick. But you can't. Now, I encourage you to write this down. Get a pen and paper, okay?
I don't have anything with me, but...
Well, that sucks for you, because then you're never going to remember all this. You have to drive to St. Louis, Missouri, go to a warehouse on a specific street, but you have to talk to the locals to figure out what street it is. And then you have to find this brick. Oh, I forgot to mention, it has to be on the 3rd floor of the abandoned warehouse. And it's got to be in, like, the southwest wing. And you have to find this brick with 13 gray speckles on it. Oh, and it also has to have 3 grandchildren. Now, you may be asking, how does a brick have grandchildren? You figure that part out yourself. It's not going to work unless you get the specific one. But you have to go to... So you drive to St. Louis, Missouri. So you drive to St. Louis, Missouri, and you have to go to the specific warehouse on the specific street, 3rd floor, southwest wing, brick with 13 gray speckles in it that has 2 grandchildren. You have to figure out if it actually has gray, otherwise it's not going to work. Then you drive back to wherever you were trying to go to said door, and then you remember tap, 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 jiggle, jiggle, tap, 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 jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Do that a couple hundred times, and then you throw the brick at the door. It's easy. You may not have to do the tap, 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 jiggle, jiggle method as much if it's a glass door, because typically that doesn't really work on those types of handles. It mainly depends on, how dense the glass is, but you can, you can really get some, like you can hurl that thing, like, really, really aggressively. It's really important that you hit it on one of the gray speckles. Hopefully the gray speckle is on the corner, so it can really, like, penetrate that. It has a very concentrated point of energy and entrance. But yeah, no, that's what you use to open doors.
I mean... when I said improv, I mean...
Did I do good?
You did fantastic. I was mainly looking for, like, a 1-word answer, which I guess I didn't preface, but it's good. We can get the length of the podcast still going.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun.
Yeah, no.
I think we should do, like, we give our answer,
Uh-huh.
and then if it needs further explanation, or you just have an idea of the further explanation, I think that you might be able to give some of it.
I mean,
But if it's like say less or need I say more type of answer, then I think it's good.
I really appreciate how vaguely specific your explanation was, because you were very specific with the establishment and really non-specific with where this is. I
Yes.
mean, you did say the state and the city, but
that's part of your own adventure that you must figure out. It really just depends on how badly you want this door open.
I mean, the main question I'm asking myself is that a wrong answer? I mean, technically the right answer is a key, but I mean, if it succeeds in opening a door, then I guess that's a quote-unquote right answer. But
I can give you multiple different answers if you would like.
No, what you did was perfect. That was fantastic. I was dying the whole time. I mean, I was just gonna say a Pop-Tart.
I mean, hey, you could. I mean, if you could use a Pop-Tart if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to let your dreams be dreams, but
yeah. You could turn your dreams to reality if you like. You truly wanted to.
I'll get a key-shaped Pop-Tart, and then when I try to use it, it just breaks in the
No,
lock.
you gotta toast it.
You gotta toast it. You gotta toast it. Okay, hear me out. So you gotta toast it for 10.5 minutes.
Okay.
Plus 1 second. So 10 minutes and 31 seconds exactly.
Okay.
You actually have to microwave it that long. You microwave it until it becomes a soup. Alright? And then what you do is you actually take the door off the hinges. You unscrew it. You see from the outside. All right. There's a special method you can talk to some of the locals up at the Missouri.
No, not Missouri.
Up in Missouri, and there's a very specific method you can talk to the locals about it. They'll tell you how to do it. You can unhinge the door. You can unscrew them from the outside. And what you want to do is you want to just take the doorknob off. And then you want to place it into the Pop-Tart mix you have to make a Pop-Tart mold. And once the Pop-Tart soup or mold hardens, you're going to fill it with more Pop-Tart soup. And you might think that once it hardens, it'll just all become Pop-Tart soup. Like just one solidified thing. No, they're actually very different because the Pop-Tart soup that you use to cast the new doorknob is made of toasted Pop-Tarts. You toast it for 35 minutes and 1 second.
Plot twist.
Yeah, and then it just drains out the bottom of the toaster, and you just collect that. And while it's still in its liquid form, you just pour it into this doorknob mold. So it is exactly the same as the mold, as the doorknob from the door. And once it hardens, all you got to do is just put the Pop-Tart handle back on the door, and then you go ahead and hinge it back to the doorway where you took it from originally, and now the door is back where it was, and now the doorknob is made of Pop-Tarts, and then you just turn it and walk in, because when you molded it, it did not mold any of the insides, just the outsides.
I might actually try this. You have convinced me that this will work. Like, it's foolproof plan. I will guarantee. For every listener out there, I encourage you to do so as well. We need to start a Reddit page.
Okay, listen. I have Reddit. I am on Reddit. I do not use Reddit as much as I previously did, and even then I really didn't do much. I made the occasional post.
I mean like a Reddit account for this podcast.
A hypothetically subreddit.
Hypothetically, we could
get a hypothetical subreddit.
Hypothetically, hypothetical people could hypothetically put hypotheticals on our hypothetical Reddit.
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
I know.
Or a completely horrible idea that would go downhill and take us nowhere except the depths of darkness.
It's worth a shot.
And depression.
Hypothetically, though. Hypothetically. Okay.
Give me your question that I will have to give a wrong answer to. We technically both did it, but yeah, so that's just how it's going to work. Okay, go.
All right.
If you need time to think about this, I shall amuse the audience by telling an amusing story that I'm going to come up with on the spot. One day, there was a clown. A clown. He went to school at this one school. It was the school of clowns. Ironically, though, he was the only clown at the school. He's what they call the class clown, you see. And he took it to by far the most literal way that you absolutely could. He came to school fully dressed in a clown costume, huge shoes, squeaky nose, curly rainbow-colored hair, and completely white-colored face. All the works, the works. He came to clown school, and as he walked through the hall, his shoes would make the sound of gunshots. And it would scare all the students into the classroom. It would trigger.
Okay.
Okay,
no.
Okay, I'm done.
No.
I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Whilst I was trying to think of my thing to say, and the story just got worse, and you couldn't see it. But I bet some of you may have done the exact same thing. My eyes just I heard what you were saying while I was thinking, and my eyes just got really wide, and I was no longer focused on my question. It was just the fact that these poor students and this one clown. I hate clowns, dude, and that seems like horrendous. That seems egregious to me, and I would most likely pass away. Not from the gunshots. Not from the bullets.
There's not even gunshots or bullets. It's just what his shoes make.
Maybe not to you. What about the schizophrenic kids who go to the clown school?
Okay.
That escalated quickly. Okay. What is it? What is the giant ball of fire in the sky?
That is the largest flamin' hot Dorito that has ever existed. It was put there by God himself. He peered into the future as all of time was laid out before him, before he even did anything. And he saw the future creation that humans would one day make, the flamin' hot Dorito or Cheeto, whatever I said. The flamin' hot Cheeto. And he was like, he analyzed the recipe to make the perfect Cheeto. Alright, he analyzed it. He didn't have to analyze it. He knew about it before it even happened. And he decided to just let there be light, and there was light. And then when he made the sun to rule over the day, he decided to, instead of just make it like source of light, no, he uses the most humongous flaming hot Cheeto, and it is so big it has its own gravity that pulls it together and makes it a sphere. It's actually just a humongous flaming hot Cheeto that because it's so massive, and he got the perfect amount of hot Cheeto that it actually is literally flaming hot.
Wow. Profound. Anyway.
Yeah, your turn.
I mean, I'm satisfied with that answer.
Yeah. Was it wrong enough?
Oh, yes. It was so wrong that I'm completely satisfied with that, how wrong it is.
No, you go. What is that big thing in the sky that makes it light when it's daytime?
It's a bottle of water. Wait.
Explain.
This bottle of water was kissed by a sea turtle. That was no. Hey, this is very serious. This is gonna go down in history books. Okay, so you better listen. A lot of people get it wrong.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a water bottle that was kissed by a sea turtle who was from the very depths of the ocean. Now, here's a cool thing about the sea turtle. You know, we all know that they live a long time. However, this one that's at the bottom of the ocean has been there since the beginning of creation, okay? And so God and the sea turtle, they had a little meeting, right? Before, like, they all kind of met Adam and was like, hey, what you gonna be called? And so, this is what happened. So he's like, hey, now, keep in mind, he was like, okay, so, hold on. God created the water bottle first, threw it into the sky. He was like, yeah, that's good. And then he created the sea turtle. Now, that part's not really in the Bible, but, okay, so one thing about the turtle, his name is Kevin. So, God grabbed Kevin and was like, hey, can you kiss this water bottle for me? He was like, bet. So he did, and now that's what the giant ball of fire is in the sky. Now, you can kind of see Kevin sometimes. You can see a bunch of his kids and, like, grandkids and great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids. But they don't know Kevin. Kevin's just a myth to them. But, you know, me and, you know, all my fellow hypothetically podcast listeners all know that Kevin is real and Kevin exists, and that is what is in the sky.
Kevin is real. Kevin exists. They don't know Kevin. Kevin is in the sky.
Amen.
Wow. So either the sun is a big flaming hot Cheeto or a water bottle
Mm-hmm.
that Kevin the
Yes.
forever sea turtle kissed and it just became the sun? Or is it still a water bottle?
No, it's still a
It's
water
still a
bottle.
water bottle.
I don't know what's a sun. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't even know honestly. I was just thinking.
I think
You
you
know,
should stick with your Cheeto
we were
theory.
talking about God. I was just thinking about the Trinity, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Son of the
The
yeah.
Son, SON, SUN.
Yeah, no, I
I
got
don't
you.
know what an SUN is, but like
SUN is not a
that's
spelling.
not that's
That's not
just
a
like
thing.
that's like spelling through THRU. Even though people do that sometimes, but
That's
still,
people. Mm-mm.
yeah, no,
No, but it's up to you, viewers, what you think is really the big giant ball of fire in the sky,
yeah,
or the giant glowing thing. It looks like fire. I think it's a water bottle kissed by Kevin.
yeah. At least I guess that is definitely more wrong because at least mine had fire in it, and
I think it's hard for us to do wrong answers only because it's more of like an association type thing that we do.
maybe,
I mean, it's
maybe.
hard for you. For me, I mean, it's great. But
Okay,
no,
okay,
I do
all
like
right.
this. This has been very productive.
I
I
see how
think.
it is.
Th-
I feel
Okay,
attacked.
you should feel attacked, bro. You're wrong.
Well, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because that's what this game is called. It's called Wrong Answers Only.
No, but if you're wrong in wrong answers only, then that means you're right.
No, if I'm wrong and wrong answers, wait. Yeah, you wait.
Which means I'm right.
You were right.
Which makes me
that
wrong.
makes you wrong. That makes you right. Huh.
Oh no! New segment.
New segment. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So a few technical issues there just a moment ago.
Yep.
Basically we started the mystery segment. Bah, 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 bah.
Bum, bum, bum.
And so the mystery segment is where we had a bunch of topics on a wheel and we spun them and it selected a topic. The topics of choice we had were video games, niche passions, local stores, style, hill you'll die on, traveling, last year, and school. And when we spun it, it came up video games. So that is our topic of discussion for this last little segment that we
For
got here.
last segment of this episode.
Yes. So, how do you feel? What's your current favorite video game at this moment in time right now? Just to start things off.
I have a good list. I think that my number one always will kind of have like a special podium, and that's probably Minecraft.
Yeah.
Just because it's a classic staple. But as of right now, I'm really into Assassin's Creed. Specifically, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Because I like pirates and assassins, stick them together, and you have probably one of the funnest games that I've ever played. Yes, funnest. That's what it is now, so deal with it.
Funnest, yeah.
Yeah.
And we did not actually, we didn't specify that these had to be current games, as I'm sure the nerds out there will probably know that's not really a current game, I would assume.
Yeah.
I actually have never played any of the Assassin's Creed games. The one that we have, I haven't played it before.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I thought you did.
No, I never did. For me, I definitely agree with you. Minecraft is definitely there. So probably, I would say, yeah, current favorite. But a new favorite of mine, I guess the only reason why I can say Minecraft is a current favorite is because they're always updating it, and it's not really gotten old. Really, it's just always kind of been, and it doesn't really end.
There's always new stuff.
There's always new stuff to try. There's always new things you can find out because it's so open and creative.
Right.
There are other things with games where you can replay, like if has a storyline, you can replay those, but the story kind of gets old after a bit because you know the story.
Right.
A good example of this is, but it is a game that I actually do enjoy replaying sometimes. Is a game called Carry On. I don't believe if I did show you, I think, or what the trailer, or did I ever show you the trailer?
I think I played it.
Did you play it?
Yeah.
The one where you're the big meat monster.
I think I may have watched you play it. I don't know if I played it myself. But...
I know Markiplier had an episode on it.
I do. I know what you're talking about, and it sounds really familiar.
Yeah. So though I found out about it from that episode that Markiplier posted of him playing it a few years ago. And I know it's kind of an older game, but when I found it on my I was able to download it on my phone. You could buy it. And I got it because I wanted to know more of the game because it looked really interesting.
Right.
It's basically like a reverse horror game where you play as the monster instead of playing
Yeah.
like the character, and I love the style of it. It's 2 dimensional, but it's all like pixelated,
Yeah.
like 2 dimensional, pixely, very very gory, very
Yes.
brutal, which is fantastic. You just hearing the terrifying screams of all the personnel working at this building. If you guys don't know, Carry On is like I'm describing it right now. So basically, you start as a little thing and a little organism that you break out of out of a little science chamber, whatever, finding yourself in a big science facility, whatever. Apparently, you're being studied and or experimented on and or the result of an experiment, and you break out. You are released. You're this tiny little flesh blob. Your job in the game is to escape the facility while gaining new DNA to become the ultimate organism that will inevitably destroy the entire world.
Hmm.
The you basically, as you go through the facility, you eat people and get new DNA to become bigger, and you just become this big flesh monster, basically like the Mind Flayer in Stranger Things. That's pretty much what it is. Like
Ready to describe it.
It's like uncanny almost.
That's funny.
It gets its name Carry On, from the actual time. I looked it up. It means like rotting meat, which is horribly disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's also a very fun game because the bigger you get, you work surprisingly fast as the big flesh monster.
Right.
But it's a very fun game with quite the twist at the end.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, surprisingly a twist with no dialogue. But yeah, it's a very very fun game. You should play it. I'm going to make you play it.
Well, that's nice.
Anyways, so anything else about video games you'd like to talk about? Like, what is your favorite part about video games in general? Because it's different from anything else. Like, they're different from board games. It's different from like just watching TV.
I think with video games, I think that there's a difference between, like, every game has a different objective, and there are like puzzle games where you have to figure out like a certain pattern or whatever it is to move on to advance to the next level. There are other ones where you have certain challenges that you have to complete, like in Assassin's Creed, you have tasks that you have to complete. But whereas in Minecraft, you have to build stuff, but with that, you also can create. With Call of Duty, your objective is kill everybody else.
Yeah. I don't care what anyone else says. Call of Duty Mobile is a fantastic game,
right?
And everyone else can suck it. This is my hill I will die on. I know it's not the topic we rolled.
We've turned into a new segment.
No, we didn't. It's just a little side tangent. It's fine.
It's your soapbox.
My soapbox.
I think that we should each be allowed to have one small soapbox moment.
Yeah.
In every episode.
Mm-hmm. That's at least allowed. See, this structure, there's more like guidelines than anything else.
Yes. I will fully agree with that statement. But I like that I like the puzzle and problem solving aspect of it more so than anything else. Because you have an objective, but you're also kind of just left to your own devices. Kind of just figuring more stuff out. But with other games like Assassin's Creed, you have structure of what you're supposed to do, but also you have like side quests that you can do, try to get money, try to do more discovering on the different maps, and having other side quests that you have to like assassinate other people, while primarily having the goal of whatever it is. I'm honestly not really quite sure what the whole storyline is.
Really? Is it like super like choppy? Is it not very?
It's not choppy. It's just I don't play it very aggressively, so some of the storyline is a little spotty for me.
Aggressively playing a video game.
I'm just
mashing your thumbs into the buttons, just completely destroying
it does feel like
controller.
That sometimes, not gonna lie. But yeah, no, that's my take on
Yeah,
it.
that's how I play Minecraft when I'm in a really intense scene.
Oh no, for sure.
Like it, I
Palms
say
are sweaty.
I, mom spaghetti.
I was about to say, dude. If you didn't say it, I was gonna say it.
Yeah, no. When I record Minecraft videos, and even just when I play, I call it scenes because they feel cinematic in the moment. But if I'm like surrounded by like 17,000 skeletons, I am clenching the phone.
If you're surrounded by 17,000 skeletons, your game is crashing.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, but no, I am just clenching onto my phone, just trying to get out as quickly as possible.
Right. I think they make like attachments that you can get for your phone that make it feel more like a controller.
Yeah. What I tried to do to make it more comfortable to record videos for Minecraft was I got a wireless keyboard that I could connect by Bluetooth to my phone to maybe play like just play on my phone using the keyboard. But for some freaking reason, my phone didn't like the keyboard.
That's funny.
It wasn't really my phone that didn't like it. It was more Minecraft. Minecraft did not like the keyboard,
Hmm.
and even if I was gonna record with it, it just the accessibility thing when I finally got it working, it had this dumb like little mouse circle on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like pull and drag to get the camera to move. And every time I pressed anything on the keyboard, it'd show this like blue box around the border of my phone screen, and
Mm.
that's like I can't record with that. It's
Mm-mm.
too distracting. It doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work. So I mean, I guess it'd be more. It's just more distracting than having the buttons on the screen.
Right.
Which I mean, I turned down the opacity on those, so it um you can at least see through them. They're
Yeah.
not too distracting. You better fall asleep.
No.
Yeah, are you sure?
No.
Okay, okay. Anything else about video games you'd like to say? We can wrap up about now.
I mean, I think I've said everything, and I think that you've said everything that I thought about saying. So I
Yeah,
think we're good.
that sounds good to me.
I think that I will say a couple other things.
Hmm.
Is that with different uh I think that if you have a certain, mode of gameplay that you should feel comfortable with, whether it's mobile, whether it's PC or console, or and even if it's like a different console, don't take any crap from anybody judging you for, because I've played Call of Duty on console and I've played it on mobile and I love both of them, but I think that I might prefer mobile more just because that's what I'm used to. So, um, yeah, I think that that's if somebody, yeah, everybody has a preference for how they play video games, and for me, it's probably going to be mobile. But that's my last thing that I'm gonna say.
Agreed. Well, thank you all for joining the Hypothetically podcast. This is Lavish Lively Lachlan,
And perfectly punctual Paisley.
and we'll hypothetically see y'all
In
next episode.
yup. Peace.